Hello, everybody. Woohoo, Friday. That used to mean something. Woohoo, Friday. After work, we'd go out to the bars. And then next thing you know, it was Monday. Well, for those of us who did that. How is everybody today? Wow. So much going on, so much to talk about. And so much to let go of, it seems like, too. It's First, I want to wish my dear friend Pammy happy birthday, Pammy. I don't know if she's going to watch because today we just called her and she said, I got to get away from the news. This is it's too depressing. It's too awful. It's too. And I go, yeah, I get it. And so my notes that I have, all the things that are like in the news, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just not go there. But we will. We will in a little bit. And we'll try to answer some of your questions. Yay. Hey, Annie Bear. I see Annie Bear and Judy's here. Hello, Debbie. Hello. Hello, everybody. And Barbara Hartlove. I won't be able to get to everybody, but welcome. So before we get into the news, one of the things that I've been really struggling with, working on, is staying in my joy. And it's, as empaths, it's really difficult. I'm going to try to kick this over a little bit. There we go. But it's important too, as much as we can. And so I was struggling with this. How do you do this? How do you balance it? I pulled some cards through the Eyes of Soul. This is a pretty cool deck. I like it. And so I said, is there something that I'm missing that I can pay attention to and think about a little bit more? And the first card I got was, let me see what it says, defend what is dear to you. I don't know if you can see that. And I go, oh boy, that's not, that is what I want to do. That's not, I don't want to take the arrow and shoot it, but this is, those times, but still those times are this time. And I go, okay, as a peacenik, I don't know if you guys know that or not, but as a peacenik, that's a hard one for me. Isn't there another way besides grabbing a weapon? The second card I got, visualize healing. I'm like, all right, now that's good. I like that. I was talking with Val, and she has these membership groups, and they're really awesome. And people were talking about glitches in the Matrix, and I went, well, number one, I don't like the term Matrix, as we're living in a Matrix, because it throws me into the movie The Matrix, which is not the correct term. But in glitches, I think it's like a mistake. And when I dropped into what that meant for me, the glitches in the Matrix, it was this card, visualize healing. And as we are dealing with our shadow work and our positives and negative sides of things, when we heal some of our past lives, we're healing our current life, which heals our future life, which throws a little wrench, if you will, a glitch in our time stream. And I'm like, ooh, this is something to be really explored a lot further. So I think I'm going to do another video on my other channel with that. And then, so we got defend what's dear to you, visualize healing, and love with an open heart. When I threw this card, I went, oh, this is hard. This is hard. Does that mean, because we need to do that, but if we're focused on all the fear and negativity, we can't. So remember, you signed up for this time. You remember that. People keep going, I didn't sign up for this. Yeah, we did. Why? I think it's to do that. To visualize healing our time streams, to love with an open heart, and also this. So we have a couple of local visuals for Miss Good, the woman that was killed in Minneapolis. And when we go out to support and defend what is dear to us, be really, really careful. 360 bubble. 360 bubble. Okay. Oh, and in case I forget, breathe. All right, we are rambling. We are rambling with Psychic. Hey, where's Psychic Duck? Oh, jeez. Psychic Duck is over here hiding. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Yeah. So I was going to do a show because Psychic Duck had a lot of family come for the holidays. There was a lot of quacking going on. A lot of squawking, quacking, duck poo everywhere. You get used to it after a while. And so I was going to do a show on, how Psychic Duck decided to spend a lot of time here on my table. And just the news of the day, of the week, with Venezuela, with this fascism government that we're in, and it is that. So before I get any further, please, when we are defending what's dear to us, make some calls to your representatives. When you're in, if you're in a blue state like I am in California, call them anyway. If you're in a red state, please call them. Please. This is no longer a democracy. Go watch Heather Cox Richardson. Let's call it for what it is. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but this is fascism. This is. And they're going to throw it out. Oh, they always call us that. Well, okay. All right. I'm just going to say what Psychic Duck said. If it walks like, squawks like, probably is. Okay. But we will get into that a little bit later. So Psychic Duck and his friends. One of the friends that Psychic Duck brought over, which hasn't left yet. I just want to introduce you to Psychic Duck's good friend, Merlin Duck. Hello, Merlin. Yay, I think we need a little magic here. What do you think?
Oh yeah, magic.
We got to find a good voice for Merlin Duck. All right. So, we're rambling. We are rambling. I'm going to be using the Tarot. What happened to my other deck? There it is. Tarot Grand Lux and my Light Seers deck. So let's go back to, I'm not sure what YouTube is going to do with this name. Hey, Foggy! Good to see you. It's LTNS finally found a light. Oh, finally found. Sometimes I don't understand what that means, but thank you. Thank you, Foggy. Hey, Alex. Alex the psychic dummy is in the house. Yay. All right. She says, don't quit my day job. You know, this is my day job. So don't quit it. Oh, thank you. I don't think that's what Alex meant. But all right, so let's play a game because it's Friday. It's funny. I have the word Alex written in here. Let's play Jeopardy if we can. For 100, Alex, not you, psychic dummy. For you, what is a far-right authoritarian political ideology, thank you, centered on extreme nationalism, glorifying the nation/race above the individual, demanding total state control, suppressing opposition, and relying on a strong, charismatic dictator and militarism to achieve national rebirths. In other signs and symptoms, if you need a hint, cult of personality, suppression of the opposition, economic control, blah, 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 blah. Look it up before they change the definition of fascism. That is the definition of fascism. Call your representative and let them know if that's where you want to live or not. Make our voices known. We don't need a big organized rally. We can do the organized rally individually. Make the calls. Use the 5 Calls app. I don't know if we can even trust going to gov.com or org to see what the phone number is. I don't know. So there's been a couple, I'm not going to go into the news of the week. I'm just going to mention some of it. It's just too much. It's way too much. The Venezuela thing, the Minnesota thing. It's not a thing. That was just so disturbing. And and people go, you got to watch the video. Okay, well, you don't need to watch it more than once, but they keep showing it over and over and over again. The Portland thing, which I haven't seen any video on, probably because I turned off the news, and some of the things that have been in the shadow, our Congress came back, and I was thinking, is Venezuela a distraction for the Epstein files? And I go, yeah. What about ICE in Minnesota? I don't know. The loss of life, I don't think they meant that as a distraction. I don't think. But I don't really want to go into that. It's so heartbreaking for me. But what else was in the news that, all the Western Hemisphere control of, and people being happy. Lindsey Graham, oh my God, he was giddy at the idea that we can go into Cuba. He was giddy. Like a little... See, I do have self-control. I'm not going to say it. Anyway, and then, then they're all giddy about, let's go get, Greenland and Canada. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Stephen Miller, what the hell is the matter with him? Okay, we don't need to go there, but see, this is where we end up. This is where we end up. Oh, Foggy, that's not right. Someone is happy that the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs? Foggy, that's wrong. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Anyway, that was a little diversion. Diversions are good. So let's talk about some of the good things that happen. I encourage everybody to go check out this little teeny podcast called Heather Cox Richardson Letters to Americans. She had a great video. She doesn't do any breaking news or any of that stuff. So, but she had a great video, and and so she's going through all the crap that happened as a historian, and then she goes, "But there was some good news," and so she listed a good news, and there's more, but I'm not done, but I'm not done, and she went on about 5 times. Not done with the good news. So let's take a look at some of the good news, and then we're going to throw some questions. So, and I think this is a diversion. It's a good diversion. But the House of Representatives passed the ACA, right? They passed an extension for the ACA credits. And that was the whole thing. The whole shutdown was on that. And now they say, yeah, we're going to pass it. Because they know that Pumpkinhead's ratings are in the toilet. Someone please do that. Do that. Okay. Sorry. Here we go. So was that ACA smokescreen for the Epstein files? Yeah, I kind of feel it is, but who cares? You know, people are going to get their health credits back if the Senate goes along with it, which I think they will. Hang on. I thought I had more of the good news written down. Oh, please, I hope I don't have to go by memory. That would be horrible. I think I'm going to have to go by memory. All right. So, did I say this is entertainment only? Did I? This is entertainment only. And it was entertainment before, in case somebody was confused. So the other thing that passed is the War Powers Act. The Senate passed a bill limiting Trump's authoritarian rule to go into Venezuela and all these other countries and say, I can just go take them. Stephen Miller was on the news and says, this guy's such a dweeb. He goes, and I apologize to dweebs because he's worse. He goes, we are the strongest country. Might makes right, or whatever BS he was throwing out there. And I'm just like, what? They should have just cut him off the air. But anyway, I digress. Hang on, I'm going to start something. I think I got that, Denise. Hang on, but I started. So, Doug Malfa, the Republican numbers in Congress. Okay, so, and I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the comments that much because I'm trying to focus on my lack of notes. So, ACA passed, the Senate passed this this War Powers Act, which is a big slap to Pumpkinhead, and Josh Hawley was in that. Good Lord. Foggy, what do you think of that? What do you think of them apples? Josh Hawley. The other thing that the Senate passed, which was like a slap to Congress, they said, we're going to put the plaque up, the January 6th plaque. And so as this authoritarian regime tries to rewrite history and change what actually is truth, and we saw the truth in Minneapolis, And they immediately shifted it and said, that is not what you saw. I'm like, no, that's what I saw. We got to stand up. That's what I saw. Anyway, so the Senate said, this is what we saw. We want to honor the brave law enforcement, the Capitol Police, that were injured and gave their lives to defend our democracy. So right now we have no democracy, in my opinion. We have a fascist government in play. So, and again, this is my opinion, just my opinion. YouTube analytics, for entertainment only. God dang it. It's not funny, and it's not fun. It's not good entertainment. It's kind of like watching The Apprentice. That was not entertainment. That was sick. We can name a couple of other really sick shows too that just go, whoa, yikes. Okay. Okay, here we go. So there was something else that I think that was passed that was good news. But the thing in Minneapolis that happened, Jessica Good, I think her name was Jessica, Ms. Good. I'm going by memory. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with her and her family. It's so hard to go there. But before ICE was targeting, the black and brown communities, this time it went for his base. And I hope they wake up. That's all I can say. I hope they wake up, because it's not going to get better. Okay. Jeez, Danny, can we get any more depressed? Let's go into, I want to look at Denise's question. Here it is, and I think, show. Come on now. There it is. The meaning of the death of Republican Doug LaMoffat. He had an aneurysm and then a heart attack on the operating table. Yikes. So Doug LaMoffat was in, don't yell at me, Denise. She lives up there in Siskiyou County. I think I might have pronounced that correctly. Siskiyou. And Siskiyou County up near in Mount Shasta is pretty red. And so he voted for Pumpkinhead for 100% of the time. And so the count in the Republican Congress is, let's just do some math. No, let's not. So they have the majority, and in February, and I pulled this off the news, so I'm not really digging into it too much. They will have +1. So that means if 2 Republicans jump over and vote with the Democrats, then there can be some bipartisan things being passed. So they have Marjorie Taylor Greene leaving. And so if they fill the seat in March for Marjorie Taylor Greene, they'll be up 2. And then in April, they're going to lose another one, and they'll be to 1 again. Something happened. Jim Baird was injured in a car accident. Indiana Republican Representative Jim Baird. So, what is... I'm going to be using Tarot Grand Lux. Just knocked it with some big crystal energy. What does this mean for the House of Representatives, that they now have such a slim majority? What does that mean? What does that mean for the House, that they have a really slim majority? Debbie K, thank you. Let's start that too. What does it mean for the House of Representatives that they keep losing members? So one of the things too that Mini Mike put in place is that you have to be on the floor to vote. So like if you were a woman and you were out for maternity leave, you had to come to DC to vote. You couldn't do it by proxy. So this guy that's in the hospital recuperating, well, he doesn't have a voice. Indiana does not have a voice in that district. So what does that mean for the House of Representatives, that they are losing Doug LaMalfa and the Indiana representative and Marjorie Taylor Greene? Ooh, so we get the Two of Wands. Let me just keep going with, I can't tip my computer because it's a great big computer. So, okay, this is interesting. With the Two of Wands, so you look at this and there's the Democrats and the Republicans. Two voices, two passionate voices on how things should run. I mean, it should be a blend, but it's not. It's pretty much two. You've got the Retreat card, the Sick card. This is the Death card in the Minor Arcana. So they got some work to do. Oh my goodness. They're watching the ships come in or watching the ships go out. This kind of feels, ooh, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, some kind of calming. Oh, wow. They're at a crossroads. They're at a big crossroads that is, there's going to be a little bit of a battle going on. What does it mean for Congress? Since the Republicans are in the majority, I feel like this is them. Three of Swords, final outcome. Moving on, defending themselves. Let's ask if the Democrats are going to take over. In the internal position, I got the Star of Hope. The star is abundance, good things coming, everything. It's not like a repressive card. It's an open heart type of card. Some say it's the best of democracy. I think Lena says it that way. So if that was in the internal position, and then in the external position, it was a lot of defense. So let's just look. Are the Democrats? And I keep feeling yes. I keep feeling yes, but that the Democrats are going to be in the majority before the midterms. Are the Democrats, three cards, are the Democrats going to be in the majority for the midterms? Ooh. Lovers, Five of Wands, battle, moving on. chariot. Somebody strong is leading this movement, and he's in control of two opposing forces. Both horses are going different ways. He's got it in control. You have the lovers and the clashes, the verbal clashes. How many times did it take to get a Speaker of the House? I'm going to keep dropping down with this. So the Democrats going to take control. I get a yes again. I got the Three of Wands, watching your ship come in. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a battle. But, and who would want that job? To run that caucus. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. Hide. Where's the other star? There it is. Show. From Debbie, will the military take a stance against invading Greenland? You know, I kept looking at the people, the law enforcement standing behind certain speakers, and to try to get a read on what they were thinking. So with Cowboy Gnome, oh my God, how idiotic did she look for entertainment only? And I saw a picture of her before and after when she was younger, and now it's like totally different woman. Unbelievable. Just the I'm not going to get into it. Just totally different. So you guys know I listen to songs in my head, and I just heard Plastic Fantastic Lover. And who said that? Anybody? Gotta scroll down. Anybody? No? Okay. You'll get it. Gracie Slick. Okay. So I was looking at the background and looking at the law enforcement, and I just want to go sideways because I'm rambling, and I can. You know, this regime is giving our law enforcement people, they're making their jobs so much harder. And I know law enforcement is not perfect. They make a lot of mistakes. They do a lot of good. So, you know, we all can be better people. But now when I look at our law enforcement, the first thing that pops into my head is, are you ICE? Are you the bad guy? And I know we have a lot of work to do to fix that, but this situation isn't helping. So, again, be careful out there. Please, please, please don't inflame things, because he's going to, not that I think our audience will, but he's going to, you don't want to give him the opportunity to call martial law or whatever that is, where he just takes over. Okay. Yeah, here's another question too that's along the same lines. Is this the mutiny of the military? And I don't know if it's just Greenland. And I don't know where the news was today. Is he going in there? I don't know. certainly sounds like it, and it's so stupid because we have an agreement with Denmark and Greenland that we can build bases up there. We can build an airport. We could put housing. We have a really liberal, oh, bad word, agreement with Greenland. Yeah. Okay. Will the military do what Mark Kelly and crew suggest? Are they going to push back on any of these? Will the military start pushing back against the authoritarian rule? See, and that's kind of weird because the military is part of what goes on in this regime, how they stay and keep control. But will the military say enough is enough? Will the military say, oh, I was going to go sideways with it. Ooh, military. Sword of truth. They got that. All right. Where are we going? Yes. Wow. Yeah. So I just pulled 6 because the energy shifts so fast that it's hard to get, oh, here's the external energy, here's the final outcome, because it shifts so much. So, but I got the sword of truth. I got the sword of the military. I got some big action it's being challenged by some big action. So is something more going to happen? I did read that we seized another tanker. I mean, how many ways can this go wrong? A lot. I got moving on to calmer waters. The card that kind of threw it for me was this one, the Magician, and the World card, along with the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, for me, is a calmer heads prevailing in the military. So it's not like a rash decision. It's like, let's make sure we're doing things right, but I think something is going to happen. And what's the magic? What's the magic that is coming up from the past? Hey, Merlin, you got anything you want to say? Yeah, but not now. Come on, don't be a chicken. I'm a duck. Okay. We'll put Merlin back here. Hopefully you'll start talking, giving us some magic. Magic has no words. That's what he just told me. Okay. All right. Hello, Denmark. I love this community. All over the world. I got the World card. It's all over. We are all over. Yay. So there's, let's look at the role of NATO, because I got a big NATO hit from this spread here, that it's just not our military. See, my thoughts on this, entertainment only, my thoughts are on this, is that we moved away from this fascist regime with Nazism, with Mussolini. We left that, but there's still these stragglers that are, pulling at us. And clearly, where we are today, it seems like, oh my gosh, are they winning? No, they're not. Um, the guys in the remember the fat old men in uniform that Kegseth was berating? They understand what it's all about. They understand the horrors of and the damage that is done to our servicemen and women who go in there. Kegseth, I don't think he's seen enough like these, wise old ones. So, is the international military Pumpkinhead made a mistake when he goes, we're not giving you any money, you need to build up your own military. It would have been better if he would have said, no, we'll still be there, and then he just controls everything for him. But he said, build up your military. And speaking of Denmark, Denmark did that and is doing that. So is the world going to come together and say enough is enough? I get the three. I get the Empress, the three in the major arcana. A lot of times people would say, "Oh, this is Mother Russia. This is Mother Earth, the abundance." And so, to me, when I look at this card in these days, I go, make sure you ground yourself. Make sure you get out and pay attention to how everything is interconnected on the world stage. And right now, everything is interconnected, even though it feels like we're separating. We have justice. Yeah. Yeah. The battles, the abundance that we had in the past is going to reveal some secrets. There's a higher authority that's working, and it's the divine feminine. And this is my Ruta card, King of Wands, coming into play. So I say yes. I say that the world military is going to come together. So let's just 3 cards. Does that include the U.S. military? Does that include the U.S. military? One of the things that Pumpkinhead said, I think on his jet, oh my gosh, that guy, he's so sick. He is in so many different ways. Physically and mentally, he is just like, how do people not see this? Bing, bing, bing. And he was saying on to the New York Times or on his jet, he goes, the only way that he can be stopped is via mortality, through his mortality. And when I read that, the first thing that popped into my head is, okay, careful what you say. And that's the second thing I thought about too. When we in this community want something positive, say something positive. Don't live in fear. But don't throw that out there and expect like nothing's going to happen. Our words are powerful. So, okay. Is the U.S. going to be involved in that last spread with world military. New emotional start. Good. Thank you. The military. And the Knight of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. I think they are. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, thank you, thank you. How do I get rid of this question? Hide current comment. All right. So let's see. I'm looking for cap questions. Cap questions. My hillbilly brother, speaking of Grace Slick, he got to see them in the Keel Auditorium in St. Louis. I think it was the Keel Auditorium. And he gave her a watermelon, and it was full of vodka shots. You get hypodermic and you stick vodka and you shoot it into the watermelon. It was the early 70s. And they took it and they put it inside the drum. There was a big watermelon inside the drum. My hillbilly brother. Foggy Ozark, she knows. She knows. Okay. Gotta love hillbillies. All right. Will they remove the Orange Menace by the 25th Amendment? Thank you, Patty. What do you guys think? I don't see that. Because one of the news things that I read was his cabinet hadn't changed. He didn't change anybody in his cabinet during this whole year. Can you believe it's a year? Oh, yeah. So they're in there. The whole cabinet has to be removed. And the other thing that's a smokescreen is the vote and how it was manipulated and stolen. And let's go look at Election Truth Alliance and let's go look at This Will Hold and support them. And why isn't anybody asking for a recount when you look at the numbers? They don't make sense. So, again, we're living in this alternate reality. Foggy. Foggy's home on LSD in 71. Eee. What? Cohen asked you if you were okay? Hot tuna. For those of you who are going, what the hell is he talking about? Google hot tuna. Okay. Pulled us out of 63 international organizations last week. Oh my God. Yeah, let's look at thank you, Judy. Let's look at how is the international community looking at us with sadness, with sympathy, with you guys are cray, with okay. See I thought of this. I mean, we have so much military might, which in my future world, there is not going to be that one country has that much military might, that much strength and control. It needs to be a global federation. If we get into this energy, right, with the Galactic Federation, then there will be this control of rogue states, maybe, right? And how, and it's nations, and we can dictate our will. So we pulled out of 63 international organizations last week. How's that going to work for the US? Pulling out of 63 international organizations. Going it alone. How is that going to work out? Just heard really loud. Not well. How is that going to work out? And I just saw that Ace of Wands card in my mind when we were talking about the military. Something, and I don't want to put this out there, something may happen that's going to kind of shock people to say, okay, enough is enough. And you would think it would be Venezuela. They're so incompetent. They're so incompetent. Not the Venezuelans. No plan. No plan except take oil and put it into Pumpkinhead's control. Okay, what could go wrong? Okay, U.S. pulled out of 63 international organizations. How will that play out for the U.S.? This is the card that I heard don't throw first. Oh, the Sun card. It's full illumination. And normally it's happiness and playtime and just the abundance, enjoying the sun. And I was going to pull that, and my guides go, no, that's not the card. This is the card. Really? What is it? 3 of Cups. Okay, I'll take that. 3 of Cups. How's that going to work out for the U.S.? Pulling out of the 63. I'm still thinking that that's going to be a shift in the global awareness going. We'll see. So that's at the base. Magic. Come on, Merlin. Give us some information on this magic that is going to be happening. The base of the... Oh my gosh. Are we really going there? The King of Cups. So for those of you who have been following me for a little bit, the King of Cups is my Joe Biden energy card. Even though he is not there. I don't sense him coming into play. Elder statesman advice, maybe, but that's at the base of this. How's this going to work out for the U.S.? In the past, the illusion, the delusion, the fogginess, sorry, foggy, of all this. The top of the reading, it's the 3 of Wands, overseas energy. And when I read this card, the 3 of Wands, I go, it's either, it's a pause card, it's a waiting card, because they're either watching their ship come in or go out, and it's, but this one, you can see that the wind is blowing into his face. So it's coming into him. Something's coming in. How is the world feeling about this? The Hierophant. Final outcome is the Hierophant. Is the government? Is this the Supreme Court? I'm not getting that, but that could represent the Supreme Court, the Hierophant card. What do we got here? We have the 3 of Cups, the Magician, King of Cups, Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, and the Hierophant. It feels like there is some community, or I'm going to keep going with this because this Hierophant doesn't necessarily, maybe it's this federation, maybe it's this global federation, the UN. The King of Cups does not represent that to me, though. Sword of Truth, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Wow. Knight of Cups. And the Hanged Man is the final outcome. Suspension. He suspended 63 international organizations. That can also be take the world, taking a look at it from a different point of view. And justice. So what he did, so let's look at it, drinking a cup of hopium, and let's look at it drinking before the hopium kicks in. So the depressium. Let's look at it first at the depressium and see if we can get a different message, because I don't think we can. Cheering. Yay. Everybody. Woohoo. Cheering. We pulled out of international orgs. That is me being depressed. I don't do it very well. Circles of support. 3 women supporting. And I can't do it. I can't do it. We got the Magician card showing up. He's making magic. I want to read on the magic that is justice in the world. I want to read on that. And we are at 57 minutes. Yikes, how time flies when you're rambling. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. Appreciate you all. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. And Denise, yeah, she goes, easier to face all of this crap in a circle, in this circle of support. So sometimes we get lost in our own sections, in our own individual tube. And so this circle is really important. Our community is really important. Watch, just really stay connected to Mother Earth, to the grounding. Today I was thinking about how all the plants in my backyard are interconnected with everything. And I thank them for allowing me to be part of that connectedness. They said, you're welcome as long as you don't have any stinky thoughts. So I had to throw them out. All right. Magician, world, justice. What does that mean? Can we get a little clarity on the Magician? For how is the world looking at us now that we've pulled out of these organizations, that we are flying solo? And going back to what Denise said, it's so easier, it's so much better when we're in community. And now the US is flying solo. Why did I think of Amelia Earhart getting lost? Because I think we're lost. Okay. What is the Magician? Do you want to say any more? Magician. I think he's going to... Wow. What does he have in store for us? Wow. Okay. I'm out of time. Okay. So next week I'll show you what he said. I'm kidding. So what does the Magician have to say? And pull your own cards with this. What does what magic are we creating? Because we are the magicians. What magic are we creating with the U.S. pulling out of international organizations? There is a partnership being formed. It's going to bring a celebration in with the Four of Wands. First card was the Lover's card. There is some battles, verbal back and forth going on with the Five of Wands. That's what we're marinating in, this back and forth thing. In the past is the circles of support that we've kind of lost. At the top of it is the King of Pentacles. This could be Pumpkinhead. This could be Pumpkinhead pulling out, or it could be a lot of abundance coming in, and it's going to be some hard work. The Magician is asking, bringing forth balance in temperance. He's bringing in a moving on to calmer waters, because it's certainly very chaotic right now. He's bringing in the karmic wheel of fate. This is an interesting card for the final outcome. The Seven of Swords. Sneaking in and taking somebody's weapons. And I said, we are the mighty. We are the ones. And the Magician is going to sneak into camp, pull some of our defenses away. We still have some, but not as many. We have security. Still going to bring us security. And there's a conservative nature to this, a holding on to either financial gains, not spending so much. He wants to increase our military budget to $1.5 trillion. We just increased it to $1 trillion from, what was it, 800 billion? Yet we can't give health care to people. We can't feed people on the streets. There you go, Magician. I know I'm running late. I know, I am. Galactic. I have them here. Where are they? Galactic. Oh, it's sitting on, Merlin was sitting on top of the galactic energy cards. Let's do some galactic energy as to where we are headed. My last January read, and I did individual weeks for January, and it showed just really rocky. And it feels like we just need to let this play out as hard as it is. I couldn't come on after. I wanted to come on Wednesday. I wanted to come on yesterday. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't be part of the news cycle. I couldn't be, there was no way that I could be detached and have any kind of detachment in my readings. I have a hard time with that anyway. But let's look at the galactic, because they ain't got no emotions up there, them galactic folk, in my awareness. And that's what makes this Earth School so amazing. I think. Did you see me roll my eyes just then? Yeah. It's the way we feel, how we feel about things. And so I encourage everybody to go out and find some joy, some kind of joy that you like doing. Bring that back into the world. Go make your calls to your representatives, and then go bring joy. Go find joy and bring it in. Okay. What does the galactic have to say? Oh. This is really, 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 really crazy. So okay. Some people go, Danny, you're reading galactic energy. You don't think that's crazy? So, some people, probably not you guys. But so I got insectoid, and this is parallel. And so I immediately went to the parallel time stream, the matrix, the different worlds, different time streams that we are setting up. And it's all about the hive mind. And I go, ooh, the cult. And that's parallel time streams. So that can be fit anywhere. Let's just see where this goes. And we're dropping this down into portal energy. Logic and reason, present. Sometimes we have too much logic. Sometimes we think too much. And then we have healing, crisis, and purging, the present. Thank you. Courageousness. Takes a little bit of courage to do what we're doing. Rejecting emotion. Oh my, I wish I could drop this down. Very interesting spread. Okay. How many? So these are set up in past, present, future time streams. And the way, if I have this written down, I do, but I don't have it with me. The way that this is set up is that the past is the wounded era. The present is the healing era. The future is getting close to source era, and the parallel era, you just drop them in anywhere. So, it could also be young, medium, old type thing, the wisdom era. So, and with this spread, with this deck, you can rearrange the spread because we think in linear time, and this has to follow this, but that's not what the galactics think. The galactics think, well, why don't you just move that over there? If you want it there, move it over there. So, okay, I'm going to do that. This card, which is the hive mind, which is the cult of things, is followed by logic and reason. We also have a rejecting emotion card to it, which is what I was talking about. How do I read this energy with all the emotion that I'm dealing with? And it's like flip into logic and reason, reject some emotion a little bit. Where are we going? This takes a lot of courage because we are in this healing mode of crisis and purging. So we can't really heal the crisis energy because we're too emotional in it. So we have to let go of the emotion of, oh my gosh, it hurts. We have to get out of the crisis energy, and the healing, crisis, and purging. We have to let go of something before we can heal it. We can't keep that crisis on our back. The way that we do that is obviously through courageousness. And this is where I went with my very first card where it said love with an open heart. I go, oh my gosh, that's so hard. That's so hard. Well, I have to heal that crisis, get rid of the what I see on the news. And how do we do that? Through initiation. I'm sorry, you can't see these. Through initiation and ceremony, and drop into spiritual technology. And the spiritual technology brings us to the galactic, to our angels, to our guides, to our departed loved ones, to our master teachers. And we access that spiritual technology through our 3D initiation and ceremony, connecting to Earth, Mother Earth, Father Sky, the sky, our star friends and family, our inner Earth friends and family, the Lemurians, all that energy. So I don't know, even know what I just said there. It feels, it goes back to connecting with Gaia, connecting in that quiet space, to let go of to embrace the hive mind a little bit in that we are all interconnected, and dropping into that space where we can heal and face that with courage. Because I know when I had something damage my core self, that I wouldn't let that go. I'm gonna get that person. That doesn't work that way. So but it will take care of itself. All right. So how long have I been going on? Woo, 111. 1 hour, 11 minutes, and when I probably stopped, it was almost at 11 seconds. It'll be interesting to see where that shows up. I want to thank you all for jumping in. I want to thank you all for your comments in all of this. Prairie Griffin, first live. Yay. Yay. All right. So, try to breathe in all this energy. Try to breathe through all this energy, and do what my birthday friend Pammy says. Turn off the TV. John Prine said that too, didn't he? Blow up your TV. Eat a lot of peaches. Sounds like a good plan. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and love.